MVP Hockey Skills Volume 1, Hockey Hot Shots, brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. What a beautiful day. Hey everyone, how's it going?
Andy!
You having fun?
Yeah!
Of course, a beautiful day to be outside. Hello everyone, I'm Annie Petrillo, and today we're gonna have lots of fun with road hockey on the driveway, fine-tuning our hockey skills. The focus is going to be about shooting. You can practice this at home and then take it to the rink. And although I am a pretty good shot myself, I don't want to brag. I've brought along a couple of experts who know a thing or two about putting the puck and the ball in the back of the net. Check this out. I think you'll recognize these guys. Welcome, Joe and Marty. So glad you guys could join us today out on the driveway. You ready to go?
Ready.
All right, because I know these kids are ready to go.
All right.
Now, I know both of you have won the MVP, but long before you collected the Hart Trophy, I'm sure you played a few games of road hockey along the way, and you both grew up here in Canada, so you know what the cold weather's all about. But once your fingers thawed out and your toes thawed out, what are some of your fondest memories playing outside?
Well, mine was probably just playing with my brothers and all the kids, my cousin, just on the same street as me, and we'd be out there till 9 o'clock at night, just having a ton of fun together.
Excellent. Marty, what about you?
Well, same thing like Joe. You know, you gather up all the kids in the neighborhood and you know, get a game going and pretend to be your idol, and you know, always trying to make the game as close as possible. And you always play an extra game. You know, whoever wins the next one wins. Whoever wins the next one wins. So that's what I remember the most.
Who is your idol?
Obviously Wayne Gretzky, like most of Canadian kids, but growing in Montreal at the time was Mats Naslund, who were number 26 and for the Canadians.
Look at that. All right, well, we're going to be playing some hockey with these kids, but first we're going to do some warm-ups. Before the fun gets started, it's always important to warm up. You want to avoid those pulls, strains, and sprains. Trust me, they're painful. We don't want them. Now, you guys, you always warm up before you take to the ice. So, Joe, why don't you get us started with some stretching exercises?
Okay, let's just run on the spot, guys. Get the blood flow going. Okay, get the heart pounding a little bit. Just warm up. And we're going to warm up the shoulders, all right? A couple times forward. Just loosen those shoulders right up.
Especially when you're doing a lot of shooting, you want these
right.
loosened up.
Yeah, now the other way, backwards. Do that a couple times. Loosen the shoulders right up. Feeling good now.
Okay, now we're gonna do some trunk rotation. We're gonna bend our arms a little bit, and we're just gonna rotate, okay? Your legs shouldn't move, your feet shouldn't move, you're stable, you're just rotating the trunk.
Is this good for your lower back?
Yeah, it's great for your lower back, Andy. And
Do that a
all
few
right,
times.
a few times. And then now we're gonna do some leg swing, front leg swing, okay? And this one is, you gotta work your balance a little bit, okay? So we're gonna start with the right leg, doesn't matter. And it's not a kick, it's just a nice motion. Stretch your hamstring underneath.
This is all your back leg, really? Your hamstring and the glutes?
That's right. Okay, we're gonna switch the leg.
You can put your hands out for balance.
Yeah, it's good tip there, Andy.
Doing good, guys.
Excellent. All right, I'm feeling pretty loose. Now, of course, there are a lot of warm-up drills you can do. These are just a few, but we're feeling pretty good now, right?
All
Time
right.
to put on the gloves. Time to grab the sticks and have some fun?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go.
Remember, it is always important to wear proper equipment for protection, no matter what sport you are playing. In road hockey, you should always wear hockey gloves and, of course, a proper pair of running shoes. Knee pads are also a good idea. And remember to always keep your stick down when playing. Never carry it above your waist.
All right, guys, it's time to show us some of your stuff. You've both scored a goal or two in the NHL. You both won the Art Ross Trophy. Now, okay, Art Ross Trophy, Hart Trophy. You both won them all. Can I just throw something out there?
Go ahead.
When I was in grade 8, I was class valedictorian. Do you know what that means? Yeah, smartest, most athletic. Just want to throw that out there and let you know that I'm in the same league as all these boys. So, Joe, you have over 200 career goals. Not too bad.
Yeah, getting
Not too
there,
shabby.
getting there.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Marty, last year alone, 40 goals. Pretty good.
Actually, if you're gonna throw facts out there, it was 43. So.
Oh, 43. Yeah. Okay, not too bad. So you're catching up to him. Those 3
trying,
goals
real
mean a
close.
lot.
Trying.
Catching up.
Yeah.
Might want to pick it up a little bit, I don't know. We've got a lot of shooting drills to work on. We've got a lot of kids behind us who are anxious to see what you can show them. So let's go grab some kids and work on some shooting drills. We're going to take a look at the wrist shot. Mr. Joe Thornton, you're going to show us how that's done. Let's see the wrist shot forehand low. Talk about that, how you need to stand and how that works.
Well, for a wrist shot low, you want to have your legs spread apart, about shoulder width apart, I'd say. Get your hand halfway down your shaft. And for a wrist shot low, you want to finish your shot with your stick coming low. So here's one example. Just follow through and then keep the blade of the stick down nice and low. We'll do it again. Keep your eye on the ball and sweep nice and low to get that nice low shot.
So that's the wrist shot low. Now we want to take it wrist shot high forehand. Any difference in the way you stand or hold the stick?
A little bit different. I think with the wrist shot high, you want to kind of bend your knees a little bit more. And
a little bit more power?
Yeah, get a little bit more power on that. And obviously when you're going to wrist shot it, you're going to end up with your stick coming a little bit higher, pointing at that spot you're going to shoot at. So just wrist shot and then point it up. Now keep your knees a little bit bent and obviously come through and leave that stick a little bit higher to where that ball is supposed to be.
Now what's the shot you like to take? I know every time you pick the corner, that's a pretty goal.
Yeah, I like to shoot the wrist shot high.
Sweet.
Usually all the goalies are down low, so I like to go high.
There you go. Well, let's see what these kids have got. We're going to start off over here and we're going to see what we have. Wrist shot low. Take it away, kids.
Yeah, nice and low, nice ball through. Now let's get a high one. Perfect. Nice and high. Oh, perfect. Good job. Perfect. Great shot. Perfect.
Not too shabby. Well, you taught them well. You're a good teacher. Good job, kids. Joe just showed us the wrist shot forehand, and now we've brought in Mr. Marty St. Louis to show us the wrist shot backhand this time. What are some of the differences, if there are any, in how you stand and hold the stick?
It's pretty much the same fundamentals. Obviously, you know, you want your feet shoulder width apart. You want to bend your knees, you know, and you know, you don't want to be too tight like this because then you can't transfer your weight. You know, the big thing about the wrist shot and the backhand shot is you want to be able to transfer your weight and get some power. You know, and obviously, you know, you want that hand, you know, probably somewhere in the middle of your stick. So you want to move that glove a little further down, and as you're coming through, you can move it even lower. Okay?
Does that give you some good control too?
It gives you good control, gives you good power. You know, and you know, the biggest mistake that some of the kids make is obviously they're not going to bring the puck back here. They're going to try to do a backhand by just going like this, you know, because that's easy. The same thing, you know, if you want to shoot, like if you want to do a backhand high, some kids are trying to scoop the ball like that, which is not a backhand shot. So you know, the major point here is to bring the ball back here, transfer your weight, and follow through, you know.
And that's how you do a nice low shot.
That's right. Okay, now it's the same thing. If you want to shoot high, bring the ball back here, follow through high. You know, so again, if you want to shoot the ball high, you follow through high. You see my blade is aimed way up high, you know, so follow through low, follow through high.
Some great instructions. Let's see,
guys. What you guys got.
All right. You picked up some great tips.
All right, good job.
Nice shot.
All right, that's a high one.
Excellent. Well, that's a lot of power. You guys, you hit the net. Good job, guys. Marty, great instructions.
Thank you.
All right, kids, we're going to learn the flip shot now. Marty, we're going to switch things up. You're going to do forehand. How would you stand doing a flip shot, trying to roof that one?
Well, I think the biggest thing on the flip shot, you know, you're trying to get as low as you can, so you can obviously without falling down. So if you get it underneath the puck or underneath the ball, you know. But you know, a flip shot is used many times off a rebound, and the goalie is still on the ice, and you're trying to get to the open net, you know. So, you know, if you want to do a flip shot, you know, if the goalie's down, obviously, you know, you're trying to get as low as you can, just roof it. Okay, you want to get some open area where we can raise the puck over the goalie. So if the goalie's there, you want to bring the puck in and you want to raise it. Okay. Now the biggest thing, now you see my glove, my bottom glove too, is not stuck on the ice. Okay, I mean on the stick. Okay, because it's tough to drag, you know, and then roof it. Okay, you have to move that bottom hand. Okay, with the ball. So you see my bottom hand is just move in, and you raise it. Okay, it's not stuck to the stick.
Excellent. Now, Joe, you're going to show us the flip shot backhand. I think what's also important to note is a flip shot, something Marty was talking about, you got to be in close. This is a shot you would use in close, right?
Yeah, definitely. You're 3 feet, 2 feet from the net. Get your glove, you know, not up high here, kind of down low, and you're just kind of picking it off the ice or picking it off the road here. You just want to sweep it up. So really, it's just, you know, you're just sweeping it and finishing up high for that up high shot. And
so
like,
when your glove is down low, does that give you a little bit more control?
yeah,
to do
it does. Well, and like Marty was saying, you want to stand low. You don't want to get knocked off in front of the net. So just practice your knees a little bit bent, and just, you know, finishing up high, and just getting it right up in the roof.
All right. Well, we've got forehand, backhands, flip shots, kids. We got some good instructions there. Let's see what you can show us.
There it is. Oh,
All
great
right.
shot.
Good job.
Great shot.
Good instruction, guys. Not too bad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How hard do you work in practice?
I work very, very hard during practices. I think practice really does roll over into hockey games, and you want to be prepared as much as you can. So I work very, very, very hard during practices.
How early do you like to get to practices or games?
If we have a practice at 11 o'clock, I'll usually get to the rink at around 10 after 9, quarter after 9. And if there's a game at, say, 7 o'clock, I'll get to the game around 4:30, and just kind of hang out and just get prepared for the night.
How do you get focused before any big game?
How I get focused for a big game is I just try to relax as much as I can, visualize a little bit, just think of good thoughts, and really prepare and focus, and just get ready and just kind of stay quiet and just focus with myself.
How old were you when you first started to play hockey?
I was about 4 years old, 5 years old when I first started playing hockey. I had 2 older brothers, so they brought me out on skates as early as they could to play against them, so 4 or 5.
So what kind of music do you like to listen to?
My favorite type of music is classic rock, hard rock, good Canadian bands like the Tragically Hip or Nickelback, but good rock and roll music.
What former Montreal player was the first player to score 50 goals in a season, and what was his nickname? The answer shortly. All right, we've seen some pretty good shots from you guys. Marty, not a bad wrister, a little backhand. I like that.
Thank you.
All right, it took about 50 tries to do.
All right, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. But there are a couple of more types of shots that you can practice. There's the snapshot, and of course, there's the, Joe, can I see the big guns?
You sure can.
Oh yeah, there's the slap shot. Guys, let's take it away. Time to take a look at the snapshot now. You guys ready? Yeah. All right, Marty, show us the snapshot. Now, is this a shot that can be taken from anywhere inside the blue line?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's actually a very effective shot, and it's actually my favorite. But you know, the big thing about the snapshot, you know, it's a little motion before you actually release the puck or the ball. You know, like I said before, it's a lot easier to pull and drag a puck than it is a ball, obviously. But you know, the thing about the snapshot is most goalies, you know, it always lines up with the ball or the puck, you know. So when you drag it in, you make it move, and sometimes that opens some holes. But you know, when you pull and drag the ball or the puck, and obviously your knees have to be bent, okay? And you see my glove is right now, it's touching my other glove. I'm not down here, because if I was down here, I'd have to lean forward, and that gets you off balance, okay? So you drag the ball in, my gloves move. As it gets closer, I release, okay? Now, the lower I get, the more power I'm gonna get. So again, okay, I get low, I drag it in, and I shoot it, okay?
So a nice
How would you
quick
do it,
shot.
Joe?
Yeah, very similar, Marty. It's a very effective shot, like you were saying. The real thing about the snapshot is just coming off the wing, or say it's a quick shot, so the quick release is a key. And you just gotta remember, follow through hard, keep those knees bent, and just pick a corner and really shoot it to score.
So this is something that involves a lot of power.
A lot of power and quickness, I'd say.
All right, kids, let's see your power and your quickness. Show these guys up. Come on. I can't do it. I would. I can't.
Let's get you a stick.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Good
There's
one.
a good follow through.
Yeah, good drag. All
There you go.
right.
Excellent. A lot of
Good
power.
job.
Good
Good
job,
job, guys.
kids. Good job.
Way to go.
All right, Joe, you flexed the big guns earlier when we were talking about the slap shot. Now it's time to see your slap shot. How do you go about approaching this one?
Okay, with the slap shot, obviously it's the power shot. you want to kind of keep your knees bent again, get a good wide stance, keep the ball right in the middle of your stance, and obviously when you're going to come through, you're going to have all your weight on that back leg, and then transfer it to the front leg, all right? So ball right in the middle, transfer that weight from the back leg to your front leg, and follow through. So just like this. So ball right in between your legs, follow through, and that's the low slap shot. When you finish low, that's the low slap shot.
So a lot of twist in the upper body for power.
Yeah, and then with the high slap shot, same thing with the ball right in between your stance, knees bent, and just follow through just a little bit higher, and you'll get it right upstairs there.
All right, we're going to take a look at another shot now that involves a little bit more teamwork. You're actually going to feed Marty, and this is the one-timer. So you feed it kind of like a slap shot one-timer.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I think about the one-timer is you really want to have a tight grip, you know, because sometimes you get passes that come harder, and you know the puck is not standing still, or the ball, you have some velocity coming at you, so you want to grip that bottom hand. Again, like Joe said, you want to stay low, you know, and obviously it's great to get passes that are right. You know, Joe's such a good passer, so I'm not really worried about
Oh,
now.
the pressure's on.
You know, it's going to be right between my stands, and again, you know, you're just ready to shoot. Okay, and, you know,
nice.
and the thing about a slap shot and one-timer, you don't have to have your stick way up here, because some, you know, the higher the stick is, the longer it gets to get down. You know, the good goal scorer keep their stick about this length, okay, and they one-time it, okay, about this high, okay, and you're ready to shoot.
A high-skill shot, no doubt. All right, kids, we're going to take a look at your slap shot, see what kind of power you guys have. Let's line it up. Everyone clear the way.
Nice.
This is where the big guns come in.
All right.
Nice.
Great
Good
shot.
one.
There you go,
Good
great
one.
shot.
Very good.
All right.
Great job.
I think we need one of those radar guns to measure the power of the shot. I think these kids would have had you beat.
I think so.
Yeah, right, and they're pretty close. All right, guys, excellent job. Remember, you keep practicing that, eventually get the one-timer in, and that stuff you can take to the ice.
Yeah.
Keep practicing.
Good job, guys.
All right, Hot Shots, Joe and Marty aren't going anywhere. Tips and deflections are coming up. What former Montreal player was the first player to score 50 goals in a season, and what was his nickname? And the answer is Maurice the Rocket Richard became the first player to score 50 goals in a season. He accomplished the feat in 1944-45 when teams played only 50 games in a season.
A lot of people ask us how we tape our sticks. I know Marty prefers black tape, so do I, and we both prefer to go heel to toe. Marty, you want to show us how you tape your stick?
I mean, there's no really particular reason why I go head to toe, but it's something I started doing at a young age, and I just stuck with it. And the other thing that I like to do is I like to put a layer of tape underneath the blade all the way around to the top for like extra cushion, I guess, you know, and I guess it helps with the wear and tear of the tape. And then I start taping my stick all the way like this.
Really fancy, Marty.
Yeah, not bad, eh? If I don't like the way it looks, I start over. They give us a lot of rolls of tape, so I'm not too worried about that. I like to finish on top of the blade. I'll pull on this so it's nice and smooth, and I'll cut the extra piece, and I'll toss that out. All right, you show me how you do yours.
All right. I'm a little bit easier than Marty. I start from the heel, though. And I just go all the way to the tip. Nothing fancy, really.
Is that because that's all you can handle?
All right, and then I like to finish off right here. Away we go. Looks like she might have a couple in her, Marty.
At least two.
What does it take to earn your stripes? There are 3 main parts. 1, eat right. 2, play with passion. And 3, go for great. Today we'll talk about the first part. Eat right means to start each day with a nutritious breakfast. Choose healthy snacks and drink lots of fluids to help give you energy to play your hardest.
Now this is one of my favorite games, the 4 targets. You grab 4 targets from the store or recycling bin, anything you can get your hands on. Put them up there, just like the All-Star game, Marty. Can you,
That's right. Skills competition.
Do you think you can beat me in these?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't done that too many times, but you know, it's the only way you're gonna get better is by practicing.
All right, well, let's try it.
All right, I'll take the one on the left, you take the one on the right.
Good shot. Hit
That's
it.
good enough.
Yeah. So just keep practicing. You can do it by yourself with a buddy.
All right, let's see here.
Practice makes perfect.
That's right. Obviously, we still need some practice. All right. Want to set him up again?
Let's do it.
All right, let's keep going.
There are 480,000 boys and 70,000 girls playing minor hockey in Canada, and the kids are guided by over 100,000 volunteer coaches. Some of the best players in the league are tip and deflection experts. Ryan Smith gets most of his goals this way, and sometimes it's pluggers and crease cloggers that are great deflection guys. Joe, how important is it to get in front of the net and get in front of that goalie?
Very important. Obviously, you don't want that goalie to see that puck very well, so get in front of him, get your size in front of him, make sure he doesn't see that puck, and those players are very important to a team.
Good advice. Well, tipping the puck or ball, it's one of the most difficult skills in hockey and one of the most valuable to learn. It's a part of the game that requires good hand-eye coordination and lots of practice. Marty, how key is it to time that pass just right to your teammate so he can tip or deflect the puck?
Well, I think it's here. I think the goalies focus on the people that are in front of them. Sometimes they lose track of where everybody else is, and if you can time it and come to the net as the puck comes or the ball comes, I mean, you're going to have a lot of scoring opportunity that way.
Well, these are great tips, and all of the hard work will pay off if you can master the art of deflection. Let's see what these guys have to offer. Time to talk about deflections and tips. Now, these are skills all on their own. Joe, we're going to get you to feed Marty, and Marty, you're going to tell us different ways that you can deflect and tip the puck.
Well, Andy, there's plenty of ways to deflect the puck, but the main thing, obviously, is when you're in front of the net, you know, you're screening the goalie. That's very important. And you want to, you know, try to bend your knees a little bit because sometimes there's going to be people trying to move you away from the net. So you need some balance, okay? And so there's a, you know, we're going to deflect puck or obviously balls today, okay? Up and down, okay? So to show the one down, Joe's going to shoot a puck at me. You see my blade is open and it's tilted so the puck can actually just let the blade do the work. You don't have to really move or do any flick. Just let the blade do the work with the ball. All right? That's how it was. So you see the stick there is it's just pretty stable. It's not really moving. It's just angled so the puck can get higher, okay, or the ball. Now we're gonna tip down. Okay, and it's important, guys, to practice this, you know, at home so you can relate that to the ice. You know, this eye-hand coordination is a great way to do it. Now another one is using your backhand. That's obviously very tough to tip up using your backhand, so we're only gonna tip down, okay? Again, the stick is not too high. Is hip high and it's ready to tip it down. Whoop, I guess it was ready.
No, the
Here
pass
we go.
is the easy part. Tipping's the
All right,
tough
you want
part.
to use the back side of your blade and
There
tip it down.
Good hand-eye
Okay?
coordination there.
All right, Marty, we saw the technical deflections and tips. Show us some fancy stuff.
Well, the one that's fancy obviously is when the puck is coming straight at you, and you know you don't have time to get out of the way, so you're just gonna tip it between your legs. Okay?
This is what makes the highlight reels, right? Gotta make it look pretty. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So now we've seen the forehand, the backhand, the between the legs. A great one that a lot of players use in the NHL is, you know, if you make eye contact with the shooter, you know, the goalie's right up against you, there's traffic, you get out of the way, make eye contact, there's a fake shot, and a pass to the side for a tip that way. Okay, so I'm in front.
The goalie sees me. As a shooter, I see Marty and the goalie. I kind of get Marty's eyes as well. I see him off the back of the post. I just aim for his blade, and it should be an empty net because that goalie is going to be right focused on me, and hopefully be an open net goal for Marty.
Excellent. So a lot of technical stuff to learn and pick up on here. All right, guys, practice this, make it perfect, and you can definitely take it to the ice.
Let's try it.
Try it, guys. That's
Nice.
it. Good job. Good job.
All right.
Yeah. How many sticks do you use in a regular season?
I'd say at least one a game. I'd probably say I'd use about, you know, between 80 and 100 sticks a year.
When you played road hockey, who did you always pretend to be?
I pretended to be Wayne Gretzky and as well as Mats Naslund. He wore number 26 for the Canadians, and being from there, that's who I wanted to be.
What is your favorite arena to play in on the road?
My favorite city to play in is Montreal because I grew up there and idolized the Canadians, and to go back in that building in front of my family, it's really a fun and emotional time for me.
When you were playing tournaments as a kid, what was your favorite memory of your favorite tournament?
It would have to be the Quebec Pee Wee tournament and representing the Canadians. And it's a great tournament, and I got to play in it twice and enjoyed every minute of it.
How often do you skate in the summertime?
I used to skate a lot more. Now, as I'm getting older, I'm trying to save myself a little bit for the seasons, but I try to skate at least once a week.
Who became the first woman to play in the pros when she played goaltender in an exhibition game for Tampa Bay? The answer in a moment. All right, boys, enough practice with the empty net. Now, I would go in net, but, you know, I got a bit of a shoulder injury.
Oh, yeah.
It's not working. Yeah, I would, I swear, I would. So instead, we're bringing in our ace goalie, Thomas. There you go, try and beat him. I don't think you can. Now, one of the most exciting parts of any hockey game is the breakaway. Now that you guys are using the shootout, knowing how to score when you're in all alone has become an even more important skill. Very exciting, too. What's one of your favorite moves on the shootout?
Well, I like to fake the shot, pull it to the backhand, and throw it upstairs for a goal.
Holy jeez, that's pretty technical. I like that one. Now, Marty, you tried something, worked for you. Second time around, not so much. Tell us about that shot.
Yeah, well, I haven't scored a shootout goal yet in 2 years, so I figured I might as well do something different. I decided to go backwards, and it worked. But I tried it again, and it didn't work. Marty Brodeur stopped me, and ever since then, I went back to forwards, and I've been working on it.
How dare he stop you? But I like the whole backwards thing. Who would have thought of that? Well, boys, why don't you show us some of your favorite ways to beat the goalie, Thomas? Time to welcome our ace goalie in net, Thomas, who I have no doubt will stone Joe and Marty right here beside me. Now, how many of you guys love the shootout? Yeah. Exactly, an exciting part of the game. Well, there are 4 key moves you can do when you're going one-on-one with the goalie, and we're going to get Joe and Marty to show us those. Joe, you're going to start us off.
Okay, the first one I'm going to start off with is the fake shot, freeze the goalie, pull it to your backhand, and throw it upstairs. It's a real effective move because on your backhand, obviously, you got lots of reach to kind of get the goalie right out of the net and throw it in. So we'll see if this works on Thomas.
Oh, you brought him out.
Oh, got him there.
Thomas is just warming up.
Yeah.
Just warming up.
That's Marty's turn.
So
I'm gonna really try to sell the shot. Okay, you really have to try to sell the shot. You bring it back and you go upstairs.
Wow.
Picks the corner.
Nice goal.
All right, so that was faking forehand, going backhand. Now you're going to do the reverse.
Yeah, now we're going to do the other way. We're going to fake the shot, fake going backhand, and pull it around and try to open him up and go right over to that corner. So we'll see how Thomas handles this one. Ready, Thomas? So fake the shot.
Nice.
Okay.
Almost.
All right, Marty, follow in the
Again, I'm
footsteps.
trying to really sell that fake, you know? I come in, I fake the backhand, and go to the forehand.
Thomas, I have to say, you're a real team player. You're letting these guys score. That's what you got to do. You got to make them look good. All right, now we're going to try something that the goalies hate, and this is 5-hole.
Yeah, this one is just, if the goalie's playing his angles very well, and you kind of see that little 5-hole kind of open, and you might be able to sneak it there. Just, you know, you don't want to have it too far in front of you, but just kind of nice positional-wise with the ball or the puck, and come on down. You kind of see that 5-hole, and just shoot it right before you can go down. So that's just a nice way to score as well.
So that was the forehand. You're going to show us backhand now.
Yeah, I'm going to try to open him up and go to the backhand 5-hole. This one, you just want to make sure you kind of get him moving, and so his leg kind of gets away from his other leg and hopefully sneak it right in between his legs. So we'll see how this one works. But the key is just to kind of open him up a little bit. Oh, but he played that really well. But you kind of just open him up a little bit more, and hopefully you can open up those pads for you to sneak that ball.
Sign him up. All right, same thing, like Joe said, you want to come over, you want to have him open the legs. Oh. See, for me it was tougher because he was not opening the legs, so sometimes you have to take what he gives you, right? So let's try this again.
All right, we'll give you one more shot.
All right, I come in. All right.
Oh,
and he stops you. All right, so you've showed us some great moves. Which one do you like to do the most, Joe?
All right, well, let me
You
try
gonna
it out
demonstrate
on
here?
Yeah. Ready, Thomas?
Oh.
That's my favorite. Right along the blocker side. Usually always works, eh, Marty?
Absolutely. You know,
All right, Marty,
I mean,
show us what you've got. I know you tried this backwards once.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's my favorite one, but it's the one that got me my first shootout goal, so let's try it. You know, you come in, you go backwards.
Oh.
Oh,
good
Thomas
save.
is just good on the 5-hole.
I mean, I just think, you know, when you go backwards, you're showing him something that he hasn't seen much, you know, and obviously it doesn't work all the time, as you saw, but it throws off the goalie a little bit, and sometimes it works.
But when you get it, you make the highlight reel. But let's be honest here. Who's better at the shootout? Joe. Oh, we've got cheerleaders in the back.
I think we're pretty similar. He's the goal scorer.
Oh, you guys are too nice. Come on, I want to know who's better. All right, well, fine. Well, we'll keep it good, But let's see what these guys got. On a perfect day like this, kids, you know this is a drill. You can practice outside. So let's see what you can throw Thomas's way.
Guys. Oh, almost. The goal here.
Oh!
Fancy.
Oh!
Very nice.
Who became the first woman to play in the pros when she played goaltender in an exhibition game for Tampa Bay? And the answer is Manon Rhéaume played in the nets for Tampa Bay in an exhibition game against St. Louis on September 23rd, 1992.
All right, the next exercise we're gonna work our eye-hand coordination. We're gonna do it with a little bit of fun, goof around, okay? I got Joe here with me, which is not too bad of a partner. We're gonna bounce the ball against a garage or against a plywood if you have that at home. Make sure you use a tennis ball, talk to your parents. We don't wanna put some dents in the garage door. So in order to work our eye-hand coordination, we're gonna bounce the ball. I'm gonna tip it back to Joe, you know, with either up or down, however I feel the most comfortable at the time.
Let's see if you can do 5 in a row.
All right, let's try it. There's one.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does
Two.
help your eye.
Well, that's something you need on the ice, so.
Yeah, your
There's 4.
hand-eye
And it's
coordination.
good for the muscles, too. Oh, there's 5.
Yeah, you
All
really
right.
can. You are good, aren't you?
I'll do one extra one.
There we
Okay,
go.
why don't you try it?
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Well, that was quite a day on the driveway. I hope you had fun and learned some new skills. I know I did. Remember to check out our website at www.frostedflakes.ca for some bonus tips not seen today. And remember, kids, ask your parents before going online. And be sure to look for our other DVDs, Skills and Drills Volume 2 and Street Stick Smarts Volume 3. You can find them all in specially marked boxes of Frosted Flakes and Tony's Turbo's meal replacement. And remember, anything you practice off the ice will always come in handy on the ice. I'm Annie Petrillo, and we'll see you next time. Joe, I'm so open.
Here you go.
Oh,
nice job.
Totally blocked.
Sometimes you can't get to the front of the net before the puck gets there, so you want to time it. And, you know, I screwed that up big time.
I was watching the kids all around you. I was loving it.
Did we lose Marty?
I lost it. You just saw the helmets. Here comes time. I'm right here. Yeah. From the old curveball.
Just testing you.
I was
I'll pick that one up. You did it, Marty.
I was gonna do it. All right.
Pat,
All
your
right.
turn.
I don't know, hopefully I can beat that, but we're gonna have to cut and re-put them together.